HBAR is at a defining moment. For weeks, the price has been compressing into a tight, volatile pattern, and the charts are signaling that a significant breakout is imminent, very likely within the next 48 hours. Welcome to the generational wealth community, your pathway from knowledge to legacy. We don't chase hype, we decode the market. Currently, the price is pivoting around the crucial 9.5-cent mark. A decisive move above the 10-cent resistance could ignite a powerful rally, but if the 9-cent support level fails, we could see a rapid decline. So, what are the technicals revealing? What fundamental catalysts could light the fuse? And what are the precise price levels you must watch? So, why has this moment become so critical for HBAR? For several weeks, the price action has been a battleground. With the 10-cent psychological level acting as a major point of contention, this isn't an arbitrary number. It's where key moving averages are converging, squeezing the price into a narrow range. Think of it as a coiled spring. The longer the price consolidates sideways, the more potential energy it builds. That energy is now on the verge of being unleashed. The market has been absorbing everything from macroeconomic news to Hedera-specific developments, finding a temporary and fragile equilibrium, but this balance cannot hold. The converging moving averages indicate that market indecision is reaching its peak, which will inevitably force a strong directional move. We are at the very apex of this formation, and the decision made here will likely dictate the trend for the coming weeks. All right, let's dive into the charts because the indicators are all flashing the same message. Volatility is coming. First, observe the Bollinger Bands. You can see them squeezing tightly around the price, which is a classic and reliable indicator of an impending volatility expansion. The bands show us the market's energy is being compressed. Currently, HBAR is trading near the lower to middle band, suggesting that while the market is testing support, it is not yet decisively broken down. Next up is the Relative Strength Index, or RSI. The RSI is hovering in neutral territory, with readings around 43 to 50. This is a very telling sign. It means HBAR is neither overbought nor oversold, giving it ample room to make a powerful move in either direction. For a bullish confirmation, we would need to see a strong push above the 50 midline, which would signal that bullish momentum is gaining control. Finally, we have the MACD, or Moving Average Convergence Divergence. The MACD histogram is hovering near the zero line, with the MACD line itself in negative territory, suggesting that recent bearish momentum is either stalling or still has a slight edge. For a true breakout confirmation, bulls need to see that MACD line cross decisively above its signal line, with the histogram flipping and expanding into positive territory. When you put it all together, the squeezing bands, a neutral RSI ready to run, and a MACD at a point of indecision, the setup becomes clear. HBAR is coiling for a major move. Technicals tell us a move is likely, but fundamentals provide the fuel. So, what could actually spark this breakout? A huge factor is the accelerating activity on the Hedera network, particularly in the realm of real-world asset tokenization. We've seen consistent growth in the value of tokenized assets on the network, signaling real-world utility that can drive fundamental demand for HBAR. Speaking of real-world utility, one of the most significant catalysts is the recent launch of Wyoming's state-issued stablecoin. It's the Frontier Token, or FRNT, on the Hedera network. This is the first state-issued stablecoin in the United States, and its deployment on Hedera is a massive vote of confidence, underscoring the network's appeal for regulated real-world financial applications. Of course, the broader market always plays a role. A strong move from Bitcoin tends to lift the entire altcoin market. Beyond that, Hedera's enterprise focus means major partnership news or updates on its central bank digital currency pilots could drop at any time. For instance, Hedera's work with institutions like the Reserve Bank of Australia on wholesale CBDC research highlights the serious institutional-grade developments that can rapidly shift sentiment and trigger a wave of buying. With that setup in mind, here's the game plan for both sides of the trade. The bullish breakout. If HBAR can decisively push above the critical 10-cent resistance on strong volume, the first area of interest would be near 10.5 cents. If that momentum continues, a run toward the major resistance zone between 11 and 12 cents becomes the next logical target. This scenario would be further confirmed if the RSI breaks firmly above 50 and the MACD shows a strong positive crossover, the bearish breakdown. We must also be prepared for the opposite scenario. If the price is rejected at 10-cent resistance and instead breaks below the key support area around 9 cents, we could witness a sharp sell-off. Failure to hold that floor would likely open the door for a retest of lower levels, potentially pushing HBAR back toward the 8-cent mark. These are the critical levels I am watching over the next 48 hours. The direction HBAR chooses out of this tight compression will likely define its next major trend. Keep your eyes on two key numbers, the 10-cent resistance and the 9-cent support. Subscribe for daily recaps, drop a comment on your biggest takeaway, and turn on notifications. We do a crypto news video every morning and a deep dive every afternoon. Let us know in the comments any subjects you'd like us to cover. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a licensed financial advisor. This is for educational purposes only and not financial or investment advice. Crypto is volatile. Never invest more than you can afford to lose. Do your own research.